So my name is Michaela. I am the current president of the Campus Cat Coalition. Campus Cat Coalition, also known as the CCC, is the student organization on campus that takes care of the cats on and around campus. We care for and feed about a little over 100, closer now to 200, we probably say, cats. Yeah, so we have quite a few different, we call them committees. We have TNR, which is one of the bigger ones that we focus on, and TNR stands for Trap, Neuter, Return. And that's our main purpose with that is just sterilizing the cats and making sure that the cat population doesn't get too large, because generally that causes some panic and eventually like euthanization of a lot of cats, and we don't want that. We also have our feeding team, and they are another really big part of the club, and they are actually the ones who take time out of their day to feed and water the different feeding stations around campus. And so that's where a lot of our money goes that we get from dues, that we get from donations, that we get from fundraising, and fundraising is another one of our committees. But yeah, so we go through a lot of food, and so we need to do a lot of like fundraising and dues collecting, and yeah, so fundraising is one of our other committees that we actually have an event coming up for soon. And generally those events are tabling events because we're a student organization, and so the school actually allows us to like rent out tables and chairs, put a little setup together, and like sell stuff. So we're doing a bake sale this time, and that is all put together by our fundraising team, and it is a pretty small team, but that's okay because a lot of people from the club help. And then we also have the committees that deal more closely with the cats, which are generally our TNR team, but also fostering. And fostering is mostly, they kind of go hand in hand, TNR and fostering, because after we TNR the cats, generally we need to keep the cats over in a short-term foster for a couple days, and so that's where fostering comes in. They find us the fosters that we need for that, and they also find us our long-term fosters, which is generally only ever needed if we find a cat who is just really, really friendly, or a bunch of kittens that need a home, and we put them in with those fosters for few months at a time. The longest we had was actually a cat we got adopted out recently, and that was, I believe we had her for 2-ish years, a little under 2 years, and it was a lot of reasons why she didn't get adopted, but thankfully she has been adopted at this point, so just another success story. Yeah, so a lot of people know of Microwave, which is funny because they'll know of Microwave, but they won't know of our club. But Microwave is the cat that is like that really cute gray one who's super friendly. He gets really fat during the semester because everybody and their mother feeds him. But he's one of our oldest surviving cats because he was one of our surviving cats from when the club was in its earlier iterations. He was like still a kitten at that time, and that was actually around the time where the city was doing big like purging of cats because Arlington has one of the highest populations of cat colonies, and so that causes a lot of damage to ecosystems, and so generally they'll treat the symptom rather than the cause and round up and euthanize a bunch of the cats, and so they did that near campus, and so Microwave was one of the only survivors. And yeah, so originally the club was sort of brought together because of like cat lovers, but also because of the cat problem, because a big aspect of our club is to keep those cat numbers down so that the cats are not rounded up and euthanized again. And so I believe we're the third iteration of the club, because the original one and the one that also tried to become a nonprofit, I believe, they were kind of ill-organized, and so it fizzled out after some of the older members graduated, and then it was picked back up again just before COVID, and then COVID happened, and so it fizzled out again, and then post-COVID it was revived again, and that's our current iteration. And so it's mostly just been like people trying, every iteration has just been people very passionate about the cats, and the cats on campus, the cats off campus, just cats in general, very passionate about them and wanting to see them well taken care of.